Hello guys, welcome back. In the last lecture, we generated a new Rails application with PostgreSQL database adapter. Now in this lecture, we will add Bootstrap into our course project. As we already added the CSS bundling gem in our project, so now we just need to install the Bootstrap CSS into it. So switch to the terminal and run the Rails CSS install Bootstrap command to install the Bootstrap in your project. So switch to the terminal first, shut down the server, and you need to run here Rails CSS install and then bootstrap. Okay, and when you run this command will install the bootstrap 5 css into your project. Okay, and you can verify this inside the app assets directory. Okay, so switch to the project directory, and here in the project directory you can see that builds directory, and in the builds directory we have application.css. Okay, and now in the style sheets application.css becomes application.bootstrap.scss. Okay, here you can see. So now it means that we have bootstrap successfully installed in our project. Okay, so after doing that, what we need to do, that we need to install the popper dependencies for the bootstrap as well, because bootstrap 5 depends upon the popper.js. So when we work with the bootstrap javascript stuff, we need the popper.js support. So what we need to do here, rails sorry, not rails, bin import map pin and then bootstrap. Okay, so it will install the, or it will pin the bootstrap and popper.js dependency in your system, and you can verify this inside the import map.rb inside the config directory. So here you can see that in the import map.rb you have now these files, these links added, pin bootstrap, and here is the cdn of the bootstrap, and pin popper.js, and here is the cdn of the popper.js. Okay, now bootstrap has been installed. Okay, and you can see the effect of the bootstrap on the font family on the browser. Here you can see that now we are seeing the fonts like the Times. So hello, welcome to the developers community. Now let's restart your server, and when you refresh the page now or browser now, you will see some bootstrap kind of effect on your browser. Okay, now we need to create the header and footer partials for our project. Okay, so to create the header and footer partials, what we will do, that we will create a shared directory first inside the app views. So create a new directory and name it as shared. Okay, and inside the shared we need to create two partials, one with header.html.erb and other one is footer.html.erb. Okay, and make sure that you start your partials name with underscore character. Okay, because partials always start with the underscore character. Okay, so now let's create the header file in it. So underscore header dot html dot erb, and similarly we need to create underscore footer dot html dot erb, footer dot html dot erb. Okay, so now we have header and footer partials in our site, in our project. And now it is your choice that what content you want to place in these partials or how you want to design them. It's all up to you, but for this project especially, I'm just going to use the bootstrap navigation bar for header and bootstrap grid system for the footer. Okay, so to add the navigation bar from bootstrap 5, what we need to do, first go to the browser and open the getbootstrap.com, and then we will use the navbar component from there. Okay, so open the getbootstrap.com, get bootstrap. Okay, and into the get bootstrap, what you can do, that you can go to the components. Okay, and in the components you can see this navigation bar, and there are multiple examples of navigation bar, so you can choose any one of your choice. Okay, here you can see the navigation bar examples. Okay, so I am going with this first one. Okay, so what you need to do, just copy this and switch to the project directory, and in the header.html.erb you need to paste your navigation bar. Okay, and in this navigation bar first we need to make some changes, like we can remove these unnecessary links and the drop downs, because for now we don't need them. Okay, so you can remove them, and you can also remove the form as well, and just make one more change, that make it like sorry, what it is showing now, body territory, so we will use just like navbar light, sorry, navbar dark, and bg primary. Okay, that's it. And then we need to render this navigation bar or our layout file. Okay, and to render it, first what we need to do, that we need to open our application.layout, and here you can see that it is exist in the layouts directory. So open this html application.html, and here first we need to add some bootstrap grid like bootstrap, for example, uh, container classes and row classes. Okay, so first add the container classes here. So div class container, we will just use container. Okay, and then here we need to use div class row, and inside this we can use a default bar like div class call lg10 and mx auto. Okay, and inside this div call lg10 mx auto class, we need to render our partial. So we can use render and then your partial path. So our partial is inside the shared directory. So first we need to mention shared and then header. Okay, save this, and when you go to the browser, refresh your project's application form, and here you can see that the navigation bar is in now in the center. Okay, however, if you wish, you can keep this navigation bar outside the controller as well. Okay, but I'm keeping it inside the controller. Okay, so depending upon your choice, you can choose wherever you want to display this navigation bar. Okay, and now what we need to do, that we need to display everything inside the row as well. Okay, so first we can do it this here. Okay, and just like the footer, what we need to do now, that we need to use the same call lg10 for our footer class. Okay, so first yield all content inside the row and paste it here, and now here we will use the footer. Okay, since we do not have anything in the footer right now, so you will see nothing for the footer. Here you can see that we are not seeing anything inside the footer. Okay, so what we need to do now, we need to implement something in the footer partial. Okay, so let's open the footer file or footer partial, and here we will implement the bootstrap classes like first add the footer tag. Okay, and add classes here like class pt4. This is for the padding. Okay, mymd5 and then ptmd5. Okay, these are all bootstrap classes, and you can get all these classes on the bootstrap documentation. Okay, and now border top, close the footer and add end of file line. And now inside this footer, what we need to do, we need to use a row class. Okay, so div class row, and inside this row first use a container class or call 12 class, div class call 12. Okay, and here you can use call md, and now we need to display something like, let's say, company at the rate some year. Okay, so you can use a small class d block mb3 and text muted. So d block, this is for display block. Okay, mb3 and text muted. Okay, and then you need to place your text here. So we can use let's say company at the rate 2223. Okay, and now we need to use some other text for the footer. So div class call lg6, and we can simply use call lg6 and use another call lg6 here. Okay, and in this call lg6, what we can do, we can add a ui ul class for our uh, displaying our links in the footer. Okay, so first let's add heading for this column. So we can add like h5 features. Okay, and then now we can use our ul class. So ul class list unstyled, and then text small. These are all bootstrap classes. I'm not doing anything here. Okay, and now the li class, then mb1, because the let's add some margin between from all the items, sorry. And here we can use, say, a class, and then link secondary, text decoration none, else you will get an underline between every link. Okay, and href we can add, for example, javascript void 0. Okay, and close this. And now we can copy this li to use it everywhere. Okay, and now just to make, let's say, about us and some other links. All these are dummy links for now we are adding. Okay, and if you want to make some dynamic links, you can do that as well. Okay, but for now I'm just using the dummy links, and later in the course we will make all these links as dynamic. Okay, so contact us. Okay, and other you can use, like, let's say, our mission. Okay, and now we can use the same thing inside our other grid. Okay, so here let's use this, and here we can use remove these features and add resources, and here we can add, let's say, blocks. Okay, and here we can use career, and here we can use let's say, profiles. Okay, save this, and now what we need to do, just run switch to the browser and refresh your page. Okay, and you will see the footer. So here you can see that we can see this footer now, but we need to make something here. Okay, so what we can do here, we can also make it call 6, sorry, call lg6. Let's say make it call lg4, 4 to this one as well, and 4 to this one as well. Okay, so now we have uh, 3 grids in our footer. So when you run this, you can see that now this footer looks much better. So now we have company at the rate 2023, features, resources, and all that. So all these links are dummy for now. Here you can see that when you hover on this, in the top bottom left, you can see javascript colon void 0. Okay, so this is how we created the header and footer partials, and we use the css bundling to install the bootstrap js and css in our project. Okay, now in the next lecture we will start working with device model generation. Okay, meanwhile try this lecture at your end, and we will meet into next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.